ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bobcat Stadium. It's time for our in-person cornhole tournament, Sports for Life. Let's meet our teams as they parade in. We are happy to welcome folks. Put your hands together and let's cheer for North Harford.
Yay!
North Harford makes their way to their spot.
Go ahead. Welcome to the first in-person Sports for Life Cornhole Tournament. Today is May 23rd, and the Cornhole Tournament is being hosted by Bel Air High School. Please take time to thank Bel Air High School administration, staff members, and students who go to great lengths to make this event possible. Today we celebrate watching and cheering approximately 142 athletes participate in this Cornhole Tournament. Thanks to Craig Reddish and the phys ed staff and students from Bel Air who set up the turf field and decorated for the event. Many students from Bel Air High and all the other high schools are working during this event to be peer buddies and scorekeepers to keep things running smoothly. The athletic director Craig Reddish and site coordinators Dean Clark and Dave Ackley, along with the support of administration and Bel Air High School staff, worked together to make this tournament a success. Thank you to all the parents and Harford County Public Schools staff and friends who came on to cheer these athletes. What a beautiful day to watch the competition and the enthusiasm on the cornhole courts. I'm Jen Chandler.
And I'm Nancy Green.
And we are so excited to be commentating on this year's cornhole tournament.
The first ever. The first Harford County Sports for Life program originated in 1999 as a basketball program under the direction of Jenny Popelek and Bonnie Fry with C. Milton Wright High School. The program then grew to include every high school and evolved into 3 seasons of sports, including basketball, bocce, and bowling. All the Harford County high schools have teams competing in 3 seasons, including fall, bocce, winter, bowling, and spring basketball. Last year was the first virtual cornhole season and students competed from their homes. This spring, basketball was replaced with in-person cornhole to create an outdoor spring event. Cornhole is the most popular virtual season last year and is brought to you in person for the spring season and this first tournament, including all of our wonderful athletes and competitors today.
Mrs. Green, it looks like the athletes are making their way onto the field right now to their cornhole platforms. To the applause of lots of excited parents and fans who are here cheering them on.
The teams look ready, Miss Chandler. They're in it to win it.
Those uniforms, wow! I think that might be some of the brightest colors down there on the far end on bocce board court number 10. Looks like the Hawks are ready at the center of the field to take on Aberdeen in the very first round. Court 1 is going to feature John Archer School and Edgewood. Court 2, also John Archer and Edgewood. Court 3, John Archer and Falston. Court 4 will have Bel Air and Falston. Court 5, North Harford versus Aberdeen. Court 6 in this first round will be C. Milton Wright versus another North Harford squad. Court 7 will feature Patterson Mill and Havre Grace. Court 8, Mrs. Green, I think is going to be Falston and Joppatown. And Court 9 looks to be Falston and Aberdeen.
What a lineup for this beautiful day. And while we're here, we'd like to thank all of the wonderful people who make such an event possible, the students, the parents, the teammates, and competitors. Kay Lambert, Michael Thatcher, Supervisor of Special Education, Joe Harbert, Supervisor of Adapted Elementary and Middle School Physical Education. In just a moment while we stop for the anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, would all who are able please rise and face the flag over by the baseball field.
Oh, Mrs. Green, the excitement is building.
It is palpable.
And what a beautiful afternoon for a tournament like this. These athletes have been training for weeks. Their coaches have been helping them prepare.
Yes, so many people to thank. And back to that, Deborah Bassler, Supervisor of Athletics and High School Physical Education. Melissa Wilson and Jermaine Bishop, our tournament nurses. Amanda Evans, Jean Greiser, Katie Piacco, Adaptive Physical Educators. All of the scorekeepers from the students' high schools. Announcers Calvin Skelton, Miss Jen Chandler from North Hartford High School, and myself, Mrs. Green, the Bel Air High School physical education staff, and Craig Reddish for the awesome field setup. The Bel Air High School administration, Sarah Collins, Robert DeLeva, Natrice Quickly, Jason Redman, all of the coaches, the athletes and competitors, parents, thank you for your support. We are so excited for all of these champions out here on the field today, Ms. Chandler.
Absolutely, Mrs. Green. They are ready for action. Looks like we're getting ready with just a few last-minute preparations going on down there, and we're eager to get started with all that the afternoon has in store.
Everyone is here, ready to have a great time today.
It is all about fun, win or lose. We just want everybody to be safe, be healthy, and have a great time.
Making memories for life on the Bobcat beautiful field at this beautiful stadium on a beautiful day.
Absolutely.
Making history with the first ever cornhole tournament for Sports for Life.
Mrs. Green, first in-person cornhole tournament, right? We've been out of commission with COVID, and fortunately this is an event we've been able to bring back in person without restrictions this year, and so we are so excited to be here, so excited to share this moment with you and all that's happening on the field.
It makes it so special. We all appreciate the fact that we can do these things that we missed, and what a way to celebrate today.
Okay, it looks like our first athletes are just getting ready to line up at the bocce ball platforms.
On court 5, we have North Hartford High School versus Aberdeen High School.
Yes, what a matchup this is going to prove to be. It looks like our first athlete up at this station is going to include, I think that's Christian.
That's Christian Marple from North Hartford High School.
Yes, and so we're super excited to see how Christian's throwing today and how he's tossing.
Let's hope his throwing is as great as his moonwalk, because he does the best Michael Jackson impression you've ever seen.
Absolutely. Aberdeen's team is made up of Angel Caldero. He is a fan of football, not just cornhole, Mrs. Green, and his favorite song, Mrs. Green, Justin Bieber's Baby.
What a good choice.
He also loves Luke Bryan, and I'm pretty sure after this event is over, he'll be looking for his favorite snack, which is chips. He's a boy after my own heart. He's super involved in track and Sports for Life, and he says that his other interests and hobbies include sleeping, but that's true of most teenagers, I imagine.
I enjoy sleeping as well.
Yes, me too. Oh, wow, look at that. 2 bags on the board at the same time. Looks like those tosses were really close to the hole, but not quite through.
Let's meet some more of our players. From North Hartford High School, we have Andrew Moore, a 2023 graduate, who is a football player and lacrosse player, and he plans on pursuing a career as a special educator.
Let's head back over to Aberdeen for just a minute. Looks like Aberdeen has an Ethan Golding participating today. Ethan plays, his favorite sport is baseball, and he loves Jurassic World music. I'm not familiar with that, but sounds like he is. His favorite singer is the Blue Oyster Cult. And again, another athlete after my own heart and stomach. He likes sesame chicken and white rice.
That sounds amazing.
His hobbies include dinosaurs, art, and Legos. How about that? So not when he's not throwing the cornhole bags, he's doing those other things. That's awesome and impressive.
Competing against him, Autumn Tagliaferri from North Hartford High School, a field hockey player who loves the song Butterflies and Honey Check Mix.
Looks again like the two teams on court 5 are getting ready to toss their second round of bags. I'm guessing that's what they're called, bags?
Bean bags.
Bean bags,
And
right.
I'm told if you make it into the hole, Mrs. Chandler, without it hitting a thing, it's called an airdrop. That's the
Hey!
technical term.
How about that, Mrs. Green? After 25 years of working together, we learned something new, right?
Every time.
Every single time. Oh, wow. Let's go ahead and introduce our next Aberdeen athlete, Justin Hamill. Justin is a 3-sport guy. He really likes football, baseball, and wrestling. And his favorite song, let's hope this doesn't happen today, The Thunder Rolls, Mrs. Green, by Garth Brooks. We don't want any thunder on this beautiful event. His favorite singer and band is Led Zeppelin. And he's a pizza guy. Doesn't say what topping, but pizza guy he is. Bocce ball is part of his repertoire of things he likes to be involved in, and his hobbies and interests include watching TV, specifically the news. Hopefully
Ooh.
all good news.
Yikes. North Hartford High School, Brody Monk is a graduating senior whose favorite sport is football and his favorite song is The Wagon Wheel. He plays football at North Hartford, but he also enjoys bull riding.
Oh, wow, Mrs. Green, it looks like while you were announcing that, we had our very first airdrop in
Woo!
Court 5. It was an impressive one. And we just had another airdrop. Way to go.
These competitors have come to play.
They have
They have
clearly-
been practicing and hard at work. I see them outside of the black box every morning, Miss Chandler. They come in early and they compete all day.
Yes. Oh, wow. Look at this toss from Aberdeen right on the
Whoa,
board.
that was a close
Just
one.
tiny little inches from the drop.
It's anybody's game, Miss Chandler.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at another athlete, Mrs. Green. Looks
How
like
up?
Ryan Beiser from Aberdeen High School. He's also a football guy. His favorite song is a country song, and his favorite band is Skillet. And he is in for a treat with the summer weather coming. He would like a good steak and some fresh watermelon. His hobbies include things like hunting and playing virtual reality games. These athletes, Mrs. Green, wow, they have such a variety of things that they like to do besides just doing cornhole and being student athletes.
So many diverse people coming together for one great goal. North Hartford High School's Clay Lawrence is among them, a graduating senior who is a football player. He likes anything from Wawa and loves fishing and trucks.
Clay, I think Clay might only be a sophomore. I'm not sure. Maybe he's hoping to
be a
graduate.
graduating senior.
But I'm pretty sure he's just
not
a sophomore.
quite made it there. That was a misprint there. Also from North Hartford, Ethan Morris, whose favorite is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Cheese Pizza. He loves baseball and playing Fortnite when he's not on the cornhole competition
My
platform.
goodness, I don't think he's alone. He's probably got lots of people out here.
Oh, and Zach, take a look at that from North Hartford with another airdrop. Did you see that?
I did. What an impressive toss. Everybody's going wild on the stands, out in the field down there.
That was
Nicely done, Caitlin
really
Dondara.
impressive. Zach Newsome, also from North Hartford, who loves ACDC and pizza.
Pizza.
And just got the best airdrop you've ever seen.
And there we go. Oh, right off the edge. Just a little too much zing on that toss. on court 5.
And I see Mrs. Mock, our vice principal, who is a rock star because she was willing to pinch hit for us today if we needed it.
Yes, absolutely.
But thankfully, Miss Chandler is here too.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss this event for the world. What a special afternoon this is for our athletes and for our coaches. Wow, that was an interesting toss down at the far end on court. I think that's court 8. Let's go ahead and take a look at one more athlete from
Aberdeen.
From Aberdeen. This is Sophia Tuminello. I'm so sorry if I slaughtered that name. She is going to be a graduating senior in just a few weeks, actually just a week from now. Her favorite sport is lacrosse. Her favorite song is This Love by Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift brings in the award for her favorite singer and band. She's also a watermelon fan. She should talk to some of the other athletes on her team who also like watermelon, like Ryan. And she loves to draw, and her extracurricular activities include Sports for Life. What a dynamic team Aberdeen has this year. We're just so excited and impressed with the amount of things these students are involved in, and clearly how much time and effort they've put into what they're doing to prepare for today.
We have a few more players from North Harford to meet.
Yes, we do.
Mr. Brody Monk, who is a football player who loves steak and bull riding. We also have...
Wow, take a look at that. We're just now gearing up, it looks like, for maybe one more round of tossing before we have to switch to new teams coming in.
Gavin Herr from North Harford High School, a football and lacrosse player at North Harford. He is the brother of the competitor, James Wagner. So we've got double trouble with two brothers competing.
All in the family, Mrs. Green, all in the family.
And James, who loves Justin Bieber and playing outside and lifting weights, has two brothers competing with him today, Gavin and Micah Wagner, participating in the tournament.
Talk about another family affair, for sure. We are moving on to Jean Martin. Jean is a fan of basketball, Carrie Underwood, and Mrs. Green, my personal favorite, pepperoni pizza.
That's the best.
And this is an interesting hobby. I haven't heard from many students, but boy, cruising for yard sales. Mrs. Green, that sounds like something that might be right up your alley.
Well, Jean is one of my students, and she has put a spider on my chair, a fake one. I wonder if she got that at a yard sale. It could be.
Mrs. Green, let's hope not. You can keep the spiders in your room, Mrs. Green.
Joel Reed is a player from North Harford High School who loves desserts, basketball, and playing video games. Courtney Dongera, a 2022 graduate. She's a senior this year. She loves to eat crabs, swimming in her pool, and water balloon fights. She was also the contest film festival winner last year. So she's also very into film.
Yes, that's impressive. I love that. Let's head on to our next athlete competing for North Harford. That's Leah Arthur. Leah is a big fan of Taylor Swift, and she says that she's super excited to be able to get a job when she gets out of high school and move out and get a place of her own. That's pretty impressive. I love her ambition and her drive.
And Mason Murdy is a basketball player, and he loves Lil Baby and cheesesteak. He is aspiring to become a chef when he is not helping out with cornhole.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not quite your North Harford team. Big team, Micah Wagner, also playing with his brother. He's a football and lacrosse player, and he's a food student.
Mrs. Green, this Aberdeen team is just really giving the Hawks some fierce competition down there. It really looks like these two teams are competing well. They look like they're in great form, and we
what
just
great
had another
form. Airdrop.
No, that wasn't an airdrop. Didn't that have to not touch something to be an airdrop?
I'm still learning all the
Me
cornhole
too.
terms.
I'm not sure if I know exactly.
But Aberdeen just had one.
Aberdeen just came back with a whole airdrop of their own.
What I love is you can feel the support for one another from all of the teams, the applause for every score that's going. There's just such a supportive atmosphere. Everyone is really here to support and cheer each other on. I love that
Could
feeling.
not agree more. I could not agree more. It is really uplifting. Just fills you with hope and positive energy just to be in this environment. There's dancing on the sidelines. There's high-fiving. There's lots of cheering going on. It is definitely a sight to behold. Oh, and look at that. Christian just tossing one over the board by a tiny little bit.
We have a few more players from the North Hartford team.
Did we? We haven't mentioned Michaela Reed. Yes, Michaela is a big football fan. In particular, Justin Tucker, field goal kicker extraordinaire for the Baltimore Ravens. And Michaela loves the Jonas Brothers, and when she has a sweet treat, she's looking for some chocolate chip cookies, Mrs. Green.
I love chocolate chip cookies.
Me too.
Sam DiBastiani.
Woo, Sam.
His favorite song is the national anthem.
What about that?
He plays the drums and cowbells in the North Hartford High School band. He's an amazing drama student, and he can't not dance. That boy has some moves. And he loves zombies.
And he loves zombies. Oh, hopefully he's not a dancing zombie anytime soon. Tristan DeVoe is going to be graduating from North Hartford in just a week or so, 2 weeks. He's a part of our wrestling program. He really, really likes the song Feathered Indians, by Tyler Childers. And he's a big fan of Jason Aldean.
Excellent.
When he's not helping out with the Sports for Life program, he is working out at the gym, and also working. He's a top-notch student athlete, and we're happy to have him as part of our squad.
That is your North Hartford team and your Aberdeen team, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you mention him?
Yes.
We did that. And
Congratulations to both amazing teams.
Yes, look at this. We're still.
I think Christian's up to toss.
I think so too. Looks that way. These coaches, Mrs. Green, I don't know that we give them enough recognition either. They are so gentle and kind and full of energy. Oh, and there's the buzzer for this first round. Way to go to all the athletes at all of our courts. We're excited to see what the next round is going to bring. Mrs. Green, let's take a look and see who's coming to court 5 in the next round. It looks like North Hartford will be taking on Falston.
Excellent. Let's take a look at that roster for the Falston team. And Miss Chandler's right about our coaches. We are so grateful to all of the coaches here. I said, get to see them working very hard, practicing every morning. Their creativity and ability to make things happen for everybody is just incredible.
Absolutely.
Some really inventive ways to toss the cornhole beanbag.
I wanted to add too, Mrs. Green, that I misspoke just a moment ago. It's not Falston coming to this next round on court 5. It's FutureLink.
Oh, wonderful. Let's take a look at the FutureLink players, starting with Brandon Lay. Brandon is a first-year FutureLink student who joined us from Bel Air High School. Brandon enjoys working in the library and reading to the little kids. Brandon also loves to participate in sports of all kinds, and he plays the piano.
Wow, he is really talented. You know, I'm not sure who the dancer is on the court, on the field right now, but wow, he is just bringing so much energy to the environment and all the athletes standing around waiting while we're transitioning from one game to the next. We'll bring you a few more athletes in just a minute after we make sure we've got everybody on the court they're supposed to be.
There's such a good energy here, Miss Chandler. Everyone's smiling, dancing.
Wouldn't you love to just bottle this up and bring it back to schools everywhere just to give us a little bit of energy and enthusiasm to get through the last 3 weeks of the school year?
A remarkable program, remarkable kids and coaches. It is so impressive. Devin Smith is one of those. He's a first-year FutureLink student from Havre de Grace. Devin loves music, video games, and attending Havre de Grace football games.
No doubt. That new stadium that was built just a few years back and that brand new beautiful building. Wow.
Devin will graduate in June and will be missed for his winning spirit and positive attitude.
Oh, what a nice compliment for Devin. That is an awesome attribute to have a positive attitude. We're grateful that Devin is here with us. Let's introduce our next athlete, Jafiel Valenthrone. He's a second-year FutureLink student from Edgewood High School. And Jafiel loves to read, and he is an excellent speller. I know some people who could probably use some help in that department.
I could use some help in that department, and I'm an English teacher.
Jafiel also enjoys video games and Cobra Kai. He's not alone. I know that's a really popular thing on Netflix right now. Jafiel will graduate in June, and he also has the grace of compliments coming from his coaches. He's going to be missed for his great manners, Mrs. Green, and his kind heart.
There's nothing more important than a kind heart, Miss Chandler.
I couldn't agree more, Mrs. Green.
Henry Mateus, also from FutureLinks, a second-year FutureLink student who joined us from C. Milton. Henry has an amazing sense of humor and keeps his friends and teachers entertained. He loves the weather, and he always is up on what the forecast is and will be. He could have told us that today was going to be a perfect day for this event.
Sounds that way.
He also graduates this year, and his coach is right that they will miss his light, humorous personality and his squeaky shoes.
Oh my goodness, squeaky shoes! Mrs. Green, I know I've mentioned it before, but I have to tell you, I don't know whether I like the cornhole tournament going on right in front of us or the dancing in the background.
Is amazing.
Wow, I hope that people can see the energy that's happening back there. It is just contagious.
It is so enthusiastic and passionate and excited. It's just smiles to be here.
Mm-hmm. These FutureLink uniforms, Mrs. Green, they're the orange and red, looks like tie-dye spiral swirls going on there. And they are just so fun.
They really stand out and
I
pop,
was going to say,
don't
you
they?
can spot them a mile away. I love it.
Also a FutureLink player, Cameron Lupus, is a first-year FutureLink student from Bel Air High School. Cameron loves Lucy Van Pelt, oh, a child of my heart with the peanuts, and Kipper. He looks forward to pizza Fridays and cooking. He currently works at the Bel Air Commonwealth Nursing Home giving back, and he's out on the cornhole field today.
I love that. A student who's giving back to the community. What a wonderful gift he's giving to the people and the residents of the Bel Air Commonwealth Nursing Home. We need more people to do that kind of thing, Mrs. Green.
And now they're doing the Macarena, Miss Chandler. Look at that.
I guess, Mrs. Green, we could do the Macarena, but they wouldn't see us.
I think they do it better than we do.
Probably, Mrs. Green. I'm not sure about that. Oh, let's go to our final athlete competing for FutureLinks, and that's Aubrey Bennett. Aubrey the Man Bennett is a third-year FutureLink student from Aberdeen. We won the jackpot. His team says they won the jackpot when we got Aubrey because he's an amazing young man. Aubrey, is employed 5 days a week at Halls Crossroads Elementary School in the cafeteria. What an amazing opportunity for him and for those students. His team will miss Aubrey's always happy personality and his smile when he graduates this June. We wish you luck, Aubrey, on whatever is coming next for you.
And congrats to all the FutureLink players.
And all of our graduating seniors. Mrs. Green, we are just 1 week away, 2 weeks away.
In the home
from
stretch.
Graduation. What an exciting time for so many of these students. Mrs. Green, it looks like this competition between FutureLink and North Hartford is also equally as intense as it was between
nail biter.
Yeah, between Aberdeen and North Hartford earlier. I want to turn our attention really quick, Mrs. Green, to some of our other courts. It looks like Joppatown. No, I'm sorry, I misspoke. John Archer and Joppatown are competing right now.
And which quarter Joppatown and John Archer on, Miss
John
Chandler?
Archer.
They are on court 1, it looks like, at the moment. Yes?
Yes, John Archer is on court 1, Mrs. Green. You are correct, and so is Joppatown. So let's see if we can just spotlight a few of those athletes while we're
And
at
meet
it.
the players.
Yes, we've got so many. Allison Pakitsto is a freshman, and the technical program that she's in is in nursing.
And you have Abby Marcello, a sophomore, also in nursing.
Bella Donlick, sophomore. Also, we have lots of nurses, Mrs. Green. Good thing we are
love
getting
that.
so old, Mrs. Green, that
We're
we're gonna need
the nurses.
we're gonna need good caregivers when we're already old. So when we get older.
Yes, and we know how important nurses are because we love it when they take good care of us when we need it.
Absolutely. It looks like, did you say Delaney? We've got
Delaney Klaus, a freshman who is studying to be a teacher.
Yeah, we need great teachers
need those too.
More now than ever, especially since you and I are on the cusp
Tail
of
end.
retirement of our careers.
I wouldn't say we're that close.
Mrs. Green, 4 years is
But 5.
walk in the park.
You're 5. Ethan Coons from John Archer is a junior whose specialty is horticulture.
What an awesome thing. We need great plants and great flowers and great caregivers of those things. Eve Hamilton is also part of the Joppatown program and is a junior, and his technical area is sports medicine.
And it looks like there's a hoedown happening on this field.
On
Everybody's
court five,
dancing
yeah.
and stomping and kicking up their heels, including Gianna Lee, a sophomore who is studying cosmetology.
Always a need for good cosmetologists around, for sure. Jacob Rissling is another athlete on the Joppatown team. Jacob is a freshman, and it looks like he's studying cyber. I'm not sure if that's cybersecurity, but something related to cyber studies. We're excited to have him as part of the event today.
Joining him is Josh Marucci, a sophomore who is working on computer-aided design and drafting from John Archer.
Another sports medicine athlete participating today as a freshman is Lauren Coombs.
We have Leah Ayers, a sophomore who will be studying nursing.
Oh, Mrs. Green, lots of impressive tossing going on down there. Christian just banked a drop right through the hole without any interference. It was impressive. His teammates are going crazy down there, fist bumping, and
He's got his arm up cheering.
Yes.
What a way to win.
so proud.
Also from John Archer, Liliana Doherty on court 1 studying nursing, a junior. Megan Nguyen, a freshman, studying sports medicine.
We have a lot of sports medicine athletes, Mrs. Green. It's a good thing we have a lot of athletes, so
They're gonna need that.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. We have Quentin Eng in 9th grade from Joppatown. His technical area is, John Archer, not Joppatown. I'm sorry, I keep doing that, Mrs. Green. My goodness.
It is the same first letter. It's
Yep.
perfectly understandable.
Computer-aided machine and manufacturing. What an awesome program that is.
Reagan Crane in sports medicine from John Archer. Rosanna Sklar in sports medicine, a junior at John Archer.
Another sports medicine one, just like we were saying, Mrs. Green. So important that these kids have so much direction. They have an idea and a plan of the kinds of things they might want to pursue as they finish out their high school careers.
And this experience will certainly be a resume builder for those sports medicine majors.
Absolutely.
Including Sarah Hunt, also from John Archer.
And Selk Venima. I'm really sorry if I'm messing up those names. She's a participant in the Teacher Academy of Maryland as a sophomore. And what a wonderful program that is, Mrs. Green. Just giving kids an opportunity to earn credit towards a degree in education and teaching, or owning a daycare. What a wonderful, valuable experience for those students.
Sophia Albee, a sports medicine major at John Archer. And the last player on the John Archer team, rounding out an excellent, amazing team of competitors, is William Kennedy, a junior who is studying computer-aided design and drawing. And look at that, Miss Chandler. I think I see Mr. Michael Thatcher, our supervisor.
I do see him down there, shaking hands.
Special education.
Yes, Yes, making his rounds. This is his last year. I think he's also retiring at the end of the school year, if I'm not mistaken.
We were fortunate enough to have Mr. Thatcher as our principal for some time.
Yes, we did.
But we are so happy that he has found his home here, and I'm certain all the competitors and coaches and teachers feel the same way.
Oh my goodness, what a blessing Mr. Thatcher is to Hartford County Public Schools. We're grateful for his leadership and all his years of service to our county.
Thank you.
Let's take a peek down at some of these other athletes.
From Joppatown.
Yes,
Who do we have from Joppatown High School?
Oh, we've got Alexander Hughes, Mrs. Green. Looks like his favorite song we could sing right now, Mrs. Green.
Oh, but you don't want me to sing,
No,
Mrs. Chandler.
I think that might break the microphone, Mrs.
Just a
Green.
lonely girl living in a lonely world. He
Yes.
won't stop believing, and we won't stop believing in them either.
No, absolutely not. Alex is his favorite sport is lacrosse, and he is involved in the Kirby games. I'm not sure what that is, Mrs. Green. Do you know?
Me neither, but I would love to. We'll have to do some research on that one,
Yes,
Miss
we're
Chandler.
gonna have to check. Maybe we can track down Alex after this event is over and get some more
Find out
details.
what Kirby games are.
Mrs. Green, we also have from Joppatown High School somebody named Jaden Johnson, who is, I don't know about this, this scares me a little bit. His favorite song is Dreams and Nightmares.
Let's
Mrs.
hope
Green.
it's more dreams,
More
than less
dreams
nightmares.
than less nightmares. He is a big fan of shrimp, and he was in the all-county band, and he's also part of SGA. I couldn't think of two more wonderful things to be involved in as a high school student.
But you know how he's winning me over? Because look at his last line in his bio.
He wants to give, ready together, a big shout out to his
my
mom.
and that is a great son right there.
Mrs. Johnson, you're doing a great job.
Right.
Let's go ahead and, oh wow, Mrs. Green, check this out. Lorenzo Howard. He also earns points in the mom department with Mrs. Green and Mrs. Chandler because he also is saying hello to his mom
Hi,
and
Mom and
dad
Dad.
today. He is definitely a guy who is looking to enjoy some dancing, and he says, Mrs. Green, that he wants to get buff at the gym.
That's a great
We're
goal,
working
getting
out.
buff at the gym. I love it.
Especially if he's planning on continuing to play lacrosse and swim and even golf. And he's an orchestra student, so what a resume of things that Lorenzo is involved in.
So well-rounded.
Love that.
And tell me about Lucas Bruns, our final player from Joppatown, Miss Chandler.
Oh my goodness, I think he's like me. He says that if he had to pick, Mrs. Green, between stars and clouds, he will always choose the stars.
I think that's the right choice every time, Miss
Me
Chandler.
too. I think the clouds, they're necessary, especially on days like yesterday when it was so unbelievably hot. But I think stars, any day, any day.
I'm with you and Lorenzo. Lucas.
He loves volleyball, Mrs. Green. He plays lacrosse and he runs cross country. That's a really tough sport, super demanding. And takes some legs and some stamina. So bravo to Lucas for doing that. No wonder he's so well prepared today, Mrs. Green. He's had lots and lots of miles on those feet and arms and legs as he's been preparing for cross country.
The stamina of these players, I think, is worth noting. These kids have been in school all day since 7 a.m. this morning.
Many of them getting on buses earlier than 5:30
Long
in some
rides.
cases. And if they're like us, Mrs. Green, they probably have lots to do when this is over. So we just are so grateful that they're giving of their time and their talent and their energy to participate in this event. Mrs. Green, are you noticing this sportsmanship down here that I'm just noticing? Lots
All
of
the
athletes before they're switching to the next round, where it looks like we're in round 3, are shaking hands and high-fiving, and what a wonderful testimony to.
It's hard to see who's on what team because they're all blending together with this sportsmanship and the dancing. I see some really awesome moves happening down there on that field.
Me
Maybe they
too.
should have the next competition should be a dance-off.
Mrs. Green, that could be the next sports.
We'll have to
for
tell
we
Miss
can
Lambert.
have Dancing with the Stars, but we'll call it Dancing with the Students.
It sounds fantastic. Well, with these moves, I think we could do that.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt in my mind that we would have a sellout stadium if we had that. Mrs. Green, it looks like at this point on court 5. We've moved on to North Hartford again, taking on Future Link again, except this is Future Link Team 1. The last round was Future Link Team 2.
And what do we have on court number 8?
Court number 8. Let's do court 7 first, Mrs. Green, because that's the one we're on. I think right now is it around 3:45, Mrs. Green? Give me a time check.
It is 3:35.
3:30. Oh, we're a little ahead of schedule, maybe. Okay, so let's check and make sure that we've got the right teams down there on court 7.
Court 7 is Patterson Mill and Havre de Grace.
Let's check and make sure that we've got. I don't think that's. I'm not sure. Maybe they haven't rotated just yet, Mrs.
Well, I think
Green.
they're the same anyway. So we can talk about court 7.
Okay, do we want to do Patterson Mill?
Patterson Mill.
All right, let's go ahead. We are, there are so many athletes, Mrs. Green, trying to keep who's where they're supposed to be.
Such an inspiration how everyone's keeping it all straight. They're doing better than we are, that's for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for keeping me in line. Looks like Aaron Slazeman is on our Patterson Mill High School team this year. He's going to be leaving Patterson Mill and heading into the Future Link program next year. He's after just something that I think all of us should be aspiring to do, especially as athletes. He considers himself a very healthy eater. He's into Best Buddies, Sports for Life bocce ball, bowling, and cornhole. He's a 3-sport Sports for Life athlete. Way to go, Aaron.
That is impressive.
He is described as being very, very helpful. And again, I can't think of a kinder thing to say about a student than that.
There's not much more you want to aspire to, is there?
No.
To have a kind heart and be helpful, and I think we can see that kindness on the field in all of these competitors today.
100% right.
It's inspirational.
Mrs. Green, who's next up for us?
We have Alyssa Wasenius. She loves coffee, ice cream, food, and talking about food. I think we would get along just fine.
Oh, Mrs. Green, especially since you're such an unbelievably good cook.
Best Buddies, Sport for Life, bocce, bowling, and cornhole. She loves talking about crazy scenarios, and again, anything to do with food.
I don't know, but food, Mrs. Green. She also says that she loves reading books. So as an English teacher, I have to say, I always love to hear about students who like to read books. I'd love to chat with her someday about that and hear what she's got on her shelf or on her to-read list for the summer, Mrs. Green.
Tell me about Jacob Arnold from Patterson Mill, Miss Chandler.
Jacob has a couple exciting things getting ready to happen in his life right now, including graduating this year.
Wow, congratulations.
Jacob loves playing sports. He's into Best Buddies, Sports for Life, and he's also a 3-sport student athlete for Patterson Mill High School with bocce, ball, bowling, and cornhole. And interestingly enough, Mrs. Green, he loves the Hulk.
Oh my goodness. The Hulk scares me a little bit.
I know. I'm thinking maybe it's the green, right?
Jacob Minikowski can tell you anything and everything you've ever wanted to know about dinosaurs. His favorites are dinosaurs in movies when he is not working on Best Buddies, Sports for Life, bocce, bowling, or cornhole, or listening to his favorite band, AC/DC.
Wow, that's an old one. I love that he's picked Twisted Sister as his favorite song. I don't know if he has a sibling, but hopefully that's not something in reference to her, that he actually really likes the song. He's heading to Future Link next year. I'm not sure if we mentioned that. Mrs. Green, tell me a little bit about Travis Thompson.
Travis is a musician who can play 3 different instruments, sings bass in the choir. He's been in Best Buddy for 4 years and is going next year to Franklin and Marshall College to study biology in pursuit of medicine.
What an impressive...
very impressive.
Yes, and he's pursuing medicine and biology. What an absolute joy to have him on the Falston. Oh, he's listed as a Falston athlete, Mrs. Green. I'm wondering if he somehow made his way into the rosters for Patterson Mill. If we incorrectly identified Travis Thompson as an athlete for Patterson Mill, he should be an athlete for Falston High School.
And versus Patterson Mill, we have the team of Havre de Grace High School, who I believe we've introduced already.
Yes, I think you're right, Mrs. Green. Let's just double check that we're not missing anybody. I'm pretty sure that we hit up those Havre de Grace athletes earlier. No, we did not. No, we did not, Mrs. Green. We've got it covered. Here we go. Havre de Grace is on court 7 right now. But before we go there, let's pay just a little bit of attention. Oh, we've got some athletes waving at us, Mrs. Green. Let's wave back. So excited. Oh, wow, we've got athletes cheering with the crowd.
And beanbags going on the board. And in the hole, there goes Christian.
And he's
And it's
on the
one
board.
on the board. So from Havre de Grace High School, we have Shane Johnson. He is playing on court number 7 against Patterson Mill at the moment.
And he loves watching movies. Hopefully not right now while he's preparing to make some impressive tosses using incredibly good form. His favorite food is sandwiches. And if he had to pick a singer to listen to, he says Michael Jackson is his go-to.
Well, he should talk to Christian from North Harbor because that's Christian's favorite. He can do a really great moonwalk.
Absolutely. Mrs. Green, tell me about Erica Giles.
Erica has a favorite sport of swimming. She loves Snickers and ramen. She swims on the swim team, and her hobbies include singing, playing video games, playing with her little sister and brother, helping others. I love that again. How many times have we seen that today? They love to help others, and that just inspires us all. And taking care of her bunny.
Oh, yes. Bunnies are great, and we're so happy that Erica has joined us today. And I'm sure when she gets home, she'll have time to hang out with her family, something obviously she clearly loves doing. And the last athlete, I think, Mrs. Green.
From Havre de Grace High School, Haley Sullivan.
Haley says, "Loving You Is Easy" from the Zac Brown Band is her favorite song. Mrs. Green, "Loving You Is Easy" too.
I feel the same way about you, Miss Chandler.
She also says that her favorite food is Muddy Buddy Chex Mix. She's the vice president of Best Buddies, the Key Club secretary. She's involved in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes as the huddle leader, and she's in the National Honor Society as a historian, and she is the committee leader for Student Government Association, and she's a coach for Sports for Life.
What
Haley,
an impressive
absolutely.
resume.
We're so grateful that Haley is also giving of her time and talent to help with this very special event and these athletes who so much appreciate what she's doing for them.
And you can see the teams
Great job.
working hard, having fun. The competition is fierce, but the sportsmanship is wonderful here.
Absolutely. Mrs. Green, I'm noticing that all the athletes have slightly different techniques, slightly different ways of getting the beanbag
form,
to
yes.
the board, their form. Some are, I wonder if it's a little bit like skateboarding. You're standing goofy or you're standing regular. But these athletes clearly have mastered what works for them.
And cornhole, I've played in my backyard, but I've never competed on this level as these athletes are doing.
Mrs.
But
Green,
it's a
you've played
very-
cornhole in my backyard.
It's a great sport. I'm not nearly as good at it as they are. But it is certainly exciting to see it happening here. A little bit about cornhole. Both teams have tossed all of their beanbags. The game is completed, and the scorekeeper announces and records the point. Just in case you're as new to the actual sport and the competition as I am, 1 point is awarded for each beanbag landing on the cornhole board, and 3 points go for all beanbags that go into the hole of the cornhole board. So that is how the score is calibrated.
Wow, 3 points for a bag that goes in through the hole.
And each team rotates through as many games as possible in a running clock of 15. We actually have 9 courts of players from every high school in Harford County competing, and the action is just unstoppable. It's so exciting.
Right. I think, if I'm correct, Mrs. Green, that we are at 4 minutes and 7 seconds left in the 4th round of competition right now. I wanted to mention that. I'm not sure if that signaled the end of the round or something
Maybe
close to it. Maybe a warning. At the end of each season, with Sports for Life, Mrs. Green, teams compete in countywide tournaments against teams of similar skill levels. And the high school teams are comprised of athletes of various skill levels, and the competition is based off of those. So, for example, in the bowling season, they have a bumper league and a non-bumper league. And in cornhole, they have different distances from the board based on the athletes' skills and their abilities. And teams are a combination of students with and without disabilities who are working together to compete against other high school teams. So we have just an amazing combination of things going on all year long, not just during cornhole season, but
And I think it's really important to note that the friendships and relationships that form from these Sports for Life programs continue on and off the field. We are so proud of our Best Buddy programs. It benefits everyone, our entire school, and it's one of the most special things I think that you can be a part of at North Harford or any school.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I feel like it's one of those opportunities for students to get engaged in a really positive experience that just not only builds memories, but just showcases so much in the way of compassion and empathy and good sportsmanship.
And friends for life, and the way that we are all capable of giving so much, and everyone has different gifts, and I think when we can bring them all together and each of us brings our own unique gift to the table, we are all richer for it. And that's what I feel about this experience watching here today.
It's about being
richer for it.
Yep, it's about being a hope builder and not a negative Nelly.
That's right.
Always find looks like
only hope builders here.
Only hope builders here.
Is that our principal?
Looks like Principal
and I
Brian
saw
Paulicki
Dr. Bolson, our superintendent of schools, is here.
Yes, does look like Dr. Bolson.
This is the place to be. I see Mr. Pete Schler, former North Harford teacher and coach.
Absolutely.
Lots of faces, wonderful faces I recognize, and lots of wonderful faces I don't. But everyone here has the biggest smile. They're cheering and applauding. It is just so much excitement.
Makes my heart full, Mrs. Green.
It's
it
the
really
truth.
Does.
Well, let's see what other teams we need to meet. We still haven't introduced all of our players today.
Mrs. Green, Dr. Bolson has made his way onto the bocce ball court at court 5 right now. He's shaking hands and fist bumping with some of our athletes.
How exciting.
Yes, what a treat for these students who may have not otherwise had a chance to meet the superintendent.
It looks like we have principals here from all around the county, vice principals here, coaches, teachers, parents, brothers and sisters, and of course the folks that we're all here to see, these amazing Sports for Life competitors and athletes who've been training so hard for this moment. What a day.
I want to give a special shout out to Kay Lambert, who is the supervisor, or one of the people involved in adaptive PE for our county. She's been around for a long, long time. She's given her heart and soul to Harford County and to these kids, and we are just so grateful for all the energy and effort she's put into making sure this program not only continues to be working and developed, but that it continues to thrive. And so I know under most challenging circumstances last year, through the pandemic with so many things, that she's just been able to bring this all together and coordinate it in such a way that it's like a well-oiled machine.
Despite any obstacles, she really is a superwoman. She even recruited us to be the announcers, and that was a feat.
Mrs. Green, that might have been a mistake.
Maybe one of her not best moves, but the other ones are great. We can say that for sure. She is amazing, and her dedication and tireless work down to the smallest detail make all the difference for all of us. Thank you, Kay.
And you were right. Mr. Paulicki has made his way down to court 5 and is chatting with the athletes from North Hartford. And again, Mr. Thatcher, supervisor of special ed, working his way down from court 9, 8, and now into court 7, greeting some athletes and saying his hellos and giving them his best wishes, I'm sure.
I think he's dancing with some of those great dancers out there. Look at those moves.
Yeah, Mr. Thatcher also had children who went through Hartford County Public Schools, and so I know he's got a heart for the kids of this community and of this school system, and so we're grateful also for his commitment to keeping programs like this up and running.
Programs that benefit all of us, our schools, our children, our communities, stronger for it all.
Right, looks like Sherry Billings. I think that might be Sherry Billings down there from Hartford Tech, if I'm not mistaken. Sherry's a longtime teacher at Hartford Tech, and we're also super grateful for her service and leadership in the phys ed department there. And it looks like she's continuing to support these kids. I don't know if you can hear this in the background. Oh, wow, let's go. I think we've mentioned some of these coaches before, but I just can't stress enough about the level of commitment it requires for adults to give of their time and their effort and energy also to be there for these students. And so Hartford Tech and John Archer are coached by Sherry Billings, Katie Olmstead, Jess Wilson, and Katie Wallace. We're so grateful for them. FutureLink is coached by Jessica Burrows and Christy Hall.
Coaches for North Hartford, Vicki Bridges and Sarah Testerman, with help from Miss Santelli, Miss Thomas, and Miss Chris, I see there.
Yep, Aberdeen High School, we'd like to give a special shout out to Rebecca Scarlato, Taylor Kuzma, and Dana Clay for just leading these students and coaching them and caring about them.
And to the Bel Air coaches, a shout out Denise Clark and Dave Ackley.
I think it's Danae Clark, but okay, Mrs. Green.
I'm sorry. I need my reading glasses.
We're getting old. C. Milton Wright. Let's go ahead and just put our hands together for Michelle Carson, Chad Ritchie, and Mary Richardson, who are working with the C. Milton Wright Mustang athletes today.
Bravo. And with Edgewood, we have coaches Ed Speck and Brooks Kimbrough coaching the team. Joppatown, we have Cleo Rollicutt and Shannon Polk giving their time to prepare the athletes for this big competition today.
Yes, we're so grateful to all of those coaches. And I think if their athletes could say anything to them, they would simply say, thank you.
What memories for life we are making today. And I am grateful, too, that we could even just be a part of it as your announcers today. It is certainly a special, special thing.
Absolutely, Mrs. Green. Again, I am just in absolute awe of the sportsmanship I'm seeing down there. When kids aren't tossing bags, they're definitely taking time to coach each other and to encourage each other and to offer constructive feedback about how to do their best job and their best work.
And some dance moves, even right there before they toss. Look at this.
I know, we've got a show going on down there, Mrs. Green.
So let's meet the players from C. Milton Wright High School. Have we met our C. Milton Wright players?
We have not, Mrs. Green. C. Milton Wright looks like they're competing right now at Court 6. And Court 6, excuse me, features Rebecca Fleming. Rebecca is going to be graduating on June 9th. She said her favorite sport is volleyball, and that she says that her favorite snack is Extreme Airhead Bites or Oreos. She's going to be a certified nurse midwife, and that's what she plans to study in college, Mrs. Green.
That is amazing.
One other thing of note, she says she enjoys going to church, teaching, and taking care of children. And, Mrs. Green, just like you, there might be hope for you yet. She said that she has enjoyed playing cornhole at her family barbecues.
I'm going to have to practice up this summer.
Yep, maybe
Ms.
we'll have
Taylor.
a
I don't think
teacher
I'm
league.
ready for it yet. Not looking at these players out here. Clearly, they have put the time and work in The form is great. The energy is great. The tosses are going in the hole.
Yes, Mrs. Green, I think there is hope for you. I've seen your cornhole skills. I'm not sure I have the cornhole skills, but I will be your biggest cheerleader.
Well, we were a little worried because when Miss Chandler and I got asked, neither one of us knew anything about official cornhole, but we are learning as we go, watching these amazing, exceptional athletes out here showing us how it's done.
Mm-hmm. Very true. We knew very little. In fact, I remember calling you, Mrs. Green, and saying, I talked to my husband who told me that there are rules involved in cornhole.
Yes, that was something we did not know until this event, but
We've
we
done
are
our homework.
learning, and we are excited to learn in the best possible situation and place we could.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
From C. Milton, we have also player Aubrey Rothgeb. She is in love with baseball and Luke Bryant. She also likes best buddies and spending time with friends.
Mm-hmm. Looks like
Chris Ruane from C. Milton High School. His favorite sport is dancing. He must be one of those dancers out there with the big moves.
Right.
He likes Guns N' Roses, best buddies, playing the guitar and dancing.
Yes, and Chris is going to be graduating in just a couple weeks, so how exciting for him. Oh, look at those bows those athletes are taking from C. Milton Wright right now after their big dance performance. I think next year we should consider having a halftime show, Mrs. Green.
That's a great, with these dance moves,
these
it would be
dance
hard,
moves.
and so many people who love dancing.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and introduce Joseph Snarski, who loves basketball, and his favorite song. Are you ready? Let It Go, Mrs. Green. Let It Go from Frozen.
That's a good choice.
It is. If you're carrying any weight of the world on your shoulders, let it go. Wawa and Chick-fil-A are places he'd like to stop, I'm sure, on the way home today, since those are his favorites. And he says that of hobbies that he's involved in, anything sports related is right up his alley.
I love it. And that shows on the field today. Michael Contrino, also a graduating senior who loves basketball, cornhole, and loves to mow the lawn.
Oh, he can
Boy,
come to my
my
house.
husband would love that.
Yes, Mrs. Green, you have two boys, I have two girls. We should have mowed lawns, but
Yes.
they're so busy with millions of things.
Todd Sharpie, who likes ATVs, driving anything, and PC gaming when he's not doing best buddies. His favorite sport is the sport we're watching today. Cornhole Backyard Barbecue Championship game. That actually has rules, now we know.
Right. And that's Todd Sharpie. We're so happy that he's part of the C. Milton Wright team. Let's go ahead and take a look at Benjamin Cunningham. Benjamin is also a graduating senior. His favorite sport is basketball. Mrs. Green, he might be the other dancer out there that we've seen showing off some really impressive dance moves. I'm not quite sure that I don't adults who could keep up with him.
None of them. And I'm telling you, the DJ here today is really great too.
Right.
We have to give a hats off to him because the music he's playing is getting everybody hyped.
Absolutely. There is no way not to get in the groove.
Right?
Benjamin told us that he not only loves to dance, but he also loves chocolate ice cream
my
and
favorite
any Michael Jackson movie. Maybe in this set list that the DJ's playing, there is
A Michael Jackson
some Michael
song
Jackson. I
somewhere.
think we will see some impressive things if that's the case. Destiny Robinson. Mrs. Green, tell us a little bit about Destiny.
Destiny's favorite sport is volleyball. Her favorite song is Big Green Tractor. She loves doing best buddies, hanging out with her family, and she moved here from Sun Valley High to C. Milton Wright High
I'm not
School.
sure where Sun Valley High is, but it sounds like
Far
a
away.
beautiful place. Sun Valley. Impressive. Her favorite song, I know you mentioned, was Big Green Tractor. She would fit right in the northern part of this county.
She can come visit us anytime. Come to our
Absolutely.
tractor day. Oh,
Rousing.
here we go.
Oh,
Who let
my.
the dogs out?
Who let the athletes out, Mrs. Green?
They're just taking over this sports field today.
Oh,
and
my
now
goodness.
everybody's dancing.
Yes, there is definitely some high energy happening right now, all up and down these sidelines.
The enthusiasm enthusiasm, the excitement, the joy, the kindness to one another, the sportsmanship. There really is just nothing like it, Miss Chandler.
Mrs. Green, I also just wanted to take one more minute. I know we thanked these people earlier. Our coaches we've thanked, a lot of the supervisors and principals. But one thing I think we can't overlook is all of our school nurses, in particular our two tournament nurses, Miss Melissa Wilson and our very own nurse from North Hartford, Miss Charmaine Bishop. What a testimony to their commitment. This is outside of their workday, and we are so grateful that they're here to head off any emergencies that might happen, or anybody who might need water or issues that might come up that we're not anticipating.
You never anticipate it.
Right, and we're grateful for their service, but we're especially grateful for them throughout this whole last 2 years as we faced unprecedented times with this pandemic.
Every time I thought it was hard to be a teacher in the pandemic, I would remind myself of our fabulous, heroic school nurses and how much harder it was for them, and they have really been through the fire and come out on the other side.
Absolutely. Mrs. Green, I think we just...
Still giving up their time.
Big thumbs up for our school nurses, and especially for Charmaine and for Melissa, who are here today working with these athletes. Back to some other athletes from Sea Mountain Wright.
We did not talk about Logan Enzer
We did not. Logan is also a graduating senior from Sea Milton. His favorite sport is frisbee and cornhole, and his favorite song, Holla Back, and he loves Maroon 5. And that rounds out the roster for the Sea Milton Wright Mustang squad.
I have to say the amount of volunteer work here today on students, parents, coaches, teachers is just incredible too, to see so many people giving back selflessly.
Absolutely. Hey, I want to give a special shout out too, since we're giving shout outs. Down below, working with the Hartford Cable Network, Tim Recca and Kelly Jara are working, I think, down there for Hartford Cable Network, and we're just grateful that they're able to bring this event to our community so they can see, like we're seeing, Mrs. Green,
what
all
a celebration.
the amazing things. What a celebration of sportsmanship and student athleticism. We're just grateful that they're here and that we're able to be a part of it. What a blessing.
It is. Let's meet the players from Edgewood High School. I don't believe we've talked about that team yet.
I don't think we have either. Edgewood High School looks like they're competing right now. Let's see if we can figure that out, Mrs. Green. What court are they actually on? Looks like they're on court 1. Nope, I'm lying to you. Give us a second while we figure out
which court
they're on. I'm not really sure what time it is right now, Mrs. Green. Let's check. That might be helpful. Are we nearing round 5, maybe?
4 o'clock.
So 4 o'clock, according to our schedule, would put Edgewood at court 6. Oh, it looks like Edgewood 2 is at court 6. Let's go ahead. We're doing Edgewood, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Alicia Falcon. Yes, Alicia is into basketball, Ariana Grande, fruit snacks, and a hobby that I wish I was better at, Mrs. Green, drawing.
Amber, you can't be great at everything, Miss Chandler. And you're great at plenty.
Woo!
Amber Seiden Stricker. Her favorite things are to go visit her aunt and play on computers. Her favorite song is Lazy Town. She loves pizza and volleyball when she's not playing cornhole.
Welcome, Amber. We're so happy that you're part of the Edgewood High School team. Let's also put our hands together for Andrea Falcon. I'm wondering if Alicia and Andrea are sisters. Might be.
That's exciting.
Andrea says her favorite sport is basketball. She loves Rihanna, pizza, and goldfish. And she says that her hobbies and interests include playing games on her phone and her computer. Not surprising, since so many kids like those things.
That is a popular thing these days.
Absolutely.
Jamet Gabera, I hope I pronounced that right. His favorite hobby is to go outside and play. He loves rice and basketball. From
Very nice.
Edgewood
Welcome,
High School.
Jamed. We're happy to have you. Javier Nito is a graduating senior, and again, I'm sorry if we've slaughtered your name. His favorite sport is tennis. He loves Moves Like Jagger. Maroon 5, and Jamaican food and soda. And he says his clubs and extracurricular activities include wellness walking and dance class. Mrs. Green, I think we could put together
We could
a
put them
wicked
in my
good
choreography musical.
sure thing. I think we could also put together a really good dance team.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm watching Zach Newsom down there from North Harvard, and he's got some serious moves happening. And there's Sam dancing, and those are just the dancers I know. There's 5 or 6 other people down there with some amazing moves.
Absolutely. And Mrs. Green, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that the athletes are not the only ones dancing.
The coaches
there are some
dancing.
coaches who are showing off some mad skills down there.
Is Dr. Bolson dancing? Can we see?
I can't put my eyes on
I
him
bet
right
he's
now.
dancing.
But I'm sure he's definitely in the groove of this event. I see Mr. Thatcher down there again still, and Miss Billings and a few other coaches along the sidelines who are just whooping it up.
It is a day to whoop. And Micaiah Whitten of Edgewood High School is out there in the middle of the exciting mix when they are not competing on the cornhole court.
She's another dancer.
Dancing. And also a soccer player and hanging out with her family. And that is your...
She's also a senior, so she'll be graduating from Edgewood in just another 2 weeks' time as well.
Congratulations to all the seniors and the players from Edgewood High School. What a fine showing today.
Oh my goodness, Mrs. Green, it looks like we might be getting down to just the last few of our teams.
To introduce today, we still need to meet the players from Fallston High School, including Aaron Fallon, who loves M&M, Skittles, Best Buddies, Sports for Life, and Puzzles from Fallston High School.
Absolutely.
Fallston is on court.
Nice. I'm checking out some of this action down on the sidelines right now. On all 9 of our courts, we have athletes poised and ready to do their toss. And it looks like there is no slowing them down. We've been going at this for a little over an hour.
It's a fast-paced event. Everybody moving.
Yes, I can see them really concentrating on their foot placement, their arms, and in particular, just keeping things moving. It just appears like everybody's picking up their own bags and cleaning up after themselves, but also ensuring that the next athletes after them are prepared and ready to go as well.
And I must say, the organization, hands down, is unbelievable. How everyone is so organized, the event is so streamlined, and all the players know exactly what to do and where to be. It really is an impressive team effort.
Right. It looks like the Future Links team, I can't tell if that's their coach or not, in orange, but she's leading an entourage of students from the Future Links program in a line dance on the sidelines.
I can see, and that's what we mean. We've got moves here. If it's not cornhole moves, it's the dance moves.
Right, and you know, I think some of
There's room for all of it.
There's room for everything, for sure.
Like I said, I will take any of these dancers to North Harvard in our musical next year. We need good dancers on the stage, and these people have lots of charisma. I can see the energy. That's what we're always looking for, on the court, on the field.
Mrs. Green, I really think that if other students across our county had a chance to witness what we're witnessing, everybody would want to be a part of this event.
There wouldn't be a stadium big enough. Once you see this, you just want to be a part of this fun and joy, and it just impresses me. These kids impress me the way they work together and help each other and are just amazing and supportive. It's really the best ethic you could ask for as a teacher.
I agree.
Fallston, Aiden Saffler, whose favorite sport is ice hockey, loves tasty cakes, Best Buddies, and just like my own 2 children, watching videos on YouTube.
Who doesn't, Mrs. Green? Who
It's a
doesn't?
popular thing.
Alexis Ginsky is graduating this year as well from Fallston, and she's been a part of Best Buddies for 4 years. And she is the president of the Best Buddies chapter at Fallston. What an amazing accomplishment that is, and certainly, hopefully, has been an experience that she'll remember as she's going off to Stevenson University next year. where she's going to study nursing.
Amazing.
She loves going on hikes, hanging out with her friends, and listening to music. And her favorite band is the Grateful Dead.
That's
Mrs.
my
Green!
favorite band.
She should see your ankle, Mrs.
We
Green.
can talk about our favorite songs after the tournament.
Absolutely.
Chris Garicio.
I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that one, Mrs. Green.
He is spending his final year ready to graduate in just 2 weeks' time as we near that big, huge milestones for so many of our senior competitors out here. He will be missed, right, his coaches. He loves baseball, going to Oriole games. His favorite song is Welcome to the Jungle.
Woo! Guns N' Roses rounds out his
Rocker.
repertoire of favorite singers and bands, and he loves his pasta. Participates in Best Buddies, Sports for Life, and Special Olympics.
Amazing.
Ian Smith is also graduating from Falston this year, and he is going to post-secondary training at C. Melton Wright High School. He loves blowing bubbles, walking the track, smelling his collection of Scentsies, and playing ball with his friends.
Those are such wonderful pastimes. I think that sounds amazing. And chicken nuggets, don't forget. Ian loves chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. Javi Corias is also graduating from Falston and will be transitioning with our former mention of Ian Smith to C. Melton Wright for some training next year. He loves Hills and Valleys by Taryn Wells. And interestingly enough, I know lots of people who are like this, Mrs. Green. Do you like ranch?
Anything with ranch sauce. I am right there with Javi on that one.
Yeah, Best Buddies and Sports for Life are things that Javi participates in. And, oh my goodness, check out this number. He has 6 younger brothers and sisters.
Wow, what a wonderful house full. That is exciting to be the oldest of 6. He's probably got lots of responsibilities helping out at home.
And loves playing with them. He says, I
That's
love spending
wonderful.
time with my 6 younger brothers and sisters. I have 2, and I don't think that they would always say that they love spending time with each other, Mrs. Green.
Yes, I have the same problem with my 2 at home. But not like this family. That's wonderful. I love to see that.
Absolutely. I think I would probably have lots of gray hair if I had 6 children, Mrs. Green.
My grandmother did, and she did. Not a graduating senior, but Katie Poppy, who loves dancing. I'm
There we go
recognizing
again.
a theme here. Best Buddy Sports for Life, and is a Girl Scout.
Oh,
She
wow.
loves being outside, gathering bugs. My Little Pony, Chuck E. Cheese, and Pink.
I love it. What a wonderful thing. I wonder if she means Pink as in the musical artist or
Or the
Pink
color.
as in the color. Interesting side note. Did you know that my sister went to high school with Pink for a year?
I love
Isn't
Pink,
that
the
interesting?
artist. I think she's one of the great
Yeah.
role models for young women today.
Yeah, impressive.
My niece's first concert. I'm
Nice.
betting she means Pink, the artist.
I'm thinking so too. Especially, it does have a capital letter there, so I'm
That's
assuming
true.
that was her name.
That was what I thought of first.
But we digress, Mrs. Green. We must be getting a little tired or punchy
Or
this
old.
afternoon. Or old.
Kalia Thompson. It is her senior year from
Yes.
Boston High School. Congratulations, Kalia. She likes walking and watching people.
Watching people. Mrs. Green,
People
watch
watcher.
out. She's checking things out.
That's a good way to be an actress. We always study the human people as a people watcher.
Mrs. Green, I just want to mention that she also might need to take some lessons from you. She says she enjoys cooking and baking cookies and cakes.
And Mrs. Chandler says that with a great laugh because I'm actually the dramas teacher just filling in as the foods teacher this year. So really they would probably be better off talking to someone far more
I
qualified
will
than
tell
I am.
you, Mrs. Green, though, one thing I have learned that in an emergency situation where your kitchen is on fire, you certainly know how to
Use the fire
a fire
extinguisher.
extinguisher.
Talia, I could take some lessons from you if you're a cook and a baker because I need help in that department.
Oh, I have to mention that Kalia has a stuffed animal that she loves, and I absolutely just melts my heart to say this, that it's her stuffed animal's name is Bullseye.
Oh.
Isn't that so fun? And that she has pigs, pet pigs.
Wow.
What a wonderful thing. Let's go ahead and introduce Christina Panabianco.
Wonderful.
And she is an athlete who participates in a sport that both my daughters do, track and field. What's Your Country Song and Thomas Rhett are at the top of her playlists. Macaroni and cheese. Doesn't that sound delicious right
I
now?
love it.
She has 2 Yorkies, Jack and Loki.
Oh.
And that's so cute. And she apparently loves hanging out with her family. I just absolutely think that's such a wonderful testimony to Christina's character, that she enjoys hanging out with her family.
And a horseback rider.
Amen.
You have to be brave to do that.
Absolutely.
Sort of like the bravery of these athletes coming here today and putting it all on the line in these competitions.
Absolutely.
It takes real courage to stand up and compete in any sport, so we applaud them on that.
Absolutely.
And we know Christina's brave if she rides horses.
Absolutely. You know, I want to just mention too that one of the things that I think we often overlook is that these athletes are student athletes. And so in addition to all their responsibilities of being a high school student and maybe having a job or participating in other things or hobbies, that they have to balance their workload and their academics with being an athlete. And so their practices are sometimes in the morning before school starts or after school, depending upon how it works in individual schools. And so I think sometimes finding that balance is tricky for kids, Mrs. Green. But these athletes, they have done
They are
it.
balancing it all, including Marissa Sapp, who is a soccer player. She loves the Star Wars theme and Taylor Swift. She does Best Buddies and Sports for Life, and when she's not doing that, she's busy with video games, drawing, coloring, watching some of her favorite movies, including
Look at this list.
Star Wars, The Walking Dead,
The Titanic.
The Addams Family, some of the great film classics. So we have a film buff on our hands.
Yes, Mrs. Green, watch out. She's going to be taking drama and doing your film festival.
Well, we know that it was the 50th year for the teacher at Falston, our German teacher at Falston, who teaches film there. So maybe she studies with
maybe.
the hair, who celebrated his 50th year teaching.
Oh,
Congratulations
Mrs. Green.
on
I got
that
to
one.
year 26 and you're at year 25. That means we have 25 more to go.
I don't know if I will ever make it that long, but more power to the German teacher at Falston High, who is in charge of film and just made 50 years in Harford County Public Schools.
Congratulations. I don't know if you can hear this clapping right now happening, but this is absolutely, again, back to our DJ playing some really wicked great music out there.
Some
Keeping
line
the
dancing
music.
in the lines.
These students certainly know how to follow direction. They're cha-chaing right now,
They've
and
got
they're
the
turning
moves.
it to
Did
the
somebody
left.
say moves like Mick Jagger?
Moves like Jagger, for
Oh,
sure.
and Liddick has some moves from Boston. He plays baseball and loves Metallica. Best Buddies, Sports for Life, loves to play video games, watch YouTube, and has a pet turtle that he's responsible for. Tortellini.
I love that. You know what, Mrs. Green? I think Falston has had the most interesting pets of any team we've announced.
Horses, turtles,
Pigs.
pigs. Tell me
Impressive.
about Riley Hayes from Falston High School.
Riley Hayes. Wow, Riley loves to sing. And she loves Angel and Disney movie soundtracks. Sam McKinney is her favorite musical artist. She's involved in, and I'm so sorry, I'm assuming Riley's a girl, but could be a boy. Best Buddies, Sports for Life, Watching Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit, Chicken Little, Flushed Away, and Shrek.
Some of my favorite
I know.
films.
I love Donkey.
Wallace and Gromit and Flushed Away.
Riley also says that being home with mom and dad, Dale and Cole, are things that Riley enjoys, and going on camping beach trips.
How wonderful.
I can absolutely relate to the beach. I'm not sure I want to camp there, but
It's going to be that time soon.
Absolutely.
We're getting closer to beach
just
time.
a few weeks away. Hopefully, these students are going to need a vacation after all the hard work they're putting in here
They're
today.
going to need a nap after this or an early bedtime because the energy again is just palpable on this field. Everyone is moving and smiling and cheering. It is so exciting.
There is not one person, Mrs. Green, on that sideline who isn't moving
and having the time of their lives. And boy, watching it, it's making me have the time of my life too.
Amen for that.
Finally, from Boston High School, we have Ryan Jarusewicz. I hope I didn't pronounce that too horribly. Whose favorite sport is soccer, and he loves the song Happy from the Minions. And that's what I would say sums this whole day up right now, this whole experience.
Happy, happy,
It is
happy.
happy. So that song fits right in. He is also an artist. He loves coloring, exercising, art, playing games, and movies. And that is your Falston High School cornhole lineup.
They are an impressive group.
And we're down to one last team, the host team from Bel Air High School.
Last but not least.
And so grateful to the folks and administrators and principals and the Bel Air High School physical education staff, Craig Reddish, Sarah Collins, Robert DeLiva, Natrice Quickly, and Jason Redmond from Bel Air, who have made this wonderful event possible for us to enjoy today. From the home team, Bel Air High School,
Absolutely.
we have Ben Bagley.
A senior, yes, Mrs. Green, graduating this year.
Amazing time at our first in-person cornhole.
We've got just a couple minutes to wrap up the last few athletes here. Ben Bagley likes cosmic brownies, hanging out with his friends.
Joseph Fuller is into Lego and Star Wars and French fries, best buddies, and gaming.
Also a graduating senior. Congratulations, Joseph.
Lily Nelson from Bel Air High School loves Taco Bell, another Elsa fan.
Yes.
With Let It Go.
And her hobbies are include singing. She likes to be involved with Best Buddies and Sports for Life.
And Stuart Hardiman, whose favorite sports are soccer and football. He loves John Lennon grilled cheese and sugar cookies.
Yummy. Mrs. Green, he also says he loves to take showers every day.
That's a good plan.
That is a good plan.
Finally, our last player to introduce, Victor Smith from Bel Air High School, who loves baseball and Scooby-Doo treats and oatmeal. He plays Best Buddies and Sports for Life, and his favorite video game is the Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Hey, how about that?
It looks like things are wrapping up
Yeah.
in this tournament. Miss Chandler on the field.
Yes, it does. It sounds like
What
just
a
gave some big
day.
thank yous
And now we're
and-
doing the YMCA, so
Yes.
we know the moves are going to be great down there today.
yes. I'm not sure if they're doing awards right now or not, Mrs. Green, or if they're wrapping things up. But let's take a peek down there at what's happening with.
To our athletes here this afternoon, don't forget to say thank you to your coaches.
Looks like things are coming to a close in this 2022 cornhole tournament.
With how many incredible athletes on the field, how many incredible teachers and coaches and parents, and the student mentors, the competitors.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It is
What
just
a-
an amazing thing to see this many people come out for
Oh my
such an
goodness.
amazing event.
You are so right. I wish you could see right now the continued energy, even after the cornhole competition is actually over. There are still lots and lots
There
of
is
athletes
dancing on the
and dancing
field.
and celebrating. I'm not sure these athletes are ready to go home. Mrs.
I think
Green.
they would play all day, Miss Chandler, but it's getting a little cloudy, so it looks like we probably got it just in time.
It does look that way.
The
I think-
weather was
Where's our
perfect.
weather athlete who knows about forecasting?
There is an expert down there on the field who knows all about it. He could tell us, but lucky for all of us and all the fun, wonderful people celebrating down there today, that we had a beautiful day at Bel Air High School
Yes, we did. And
in
once
the
again,
first ever.
Thank you so much
In
to all.
person.
It is the first in-person event since 2020, it sounds like, and we're just so grateful. It looks like there's lots of people helping out to make sure that we put Bel Air High School Stadium back in firm formation for all the other events that happen here.
And a testament again to see everyone pitching in on the cleanup and everyone carrying something off the field, all the hugs and camaraderie between the teams of different schools. It is the most supportive atmosphere. The players have been cheering for each other, making friends and memories for life at this amazing day here.
Well, Mrs. Green, thank you so much for hosting with me and allowing me to be your co-pilot today.
I am so thrilled that you were, Miss Chandler, because you know a lot more about cornhole than I do.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you to the parents, teachers, coaches, and all for a wonderful day on the field. Congratulations, athletes.